Coaching and mentoring. So this is a case study in one of our traders who was underperforming for an extended period of time. And a lot of people think that coaches and mentors don't matter. And I will talk about that next, but I'm going to get a little angry when I talk about it. So let me stay in my calm state right now. But you know, we talk about case studies. Like, these are real people who have gone through our firm and have struggled and then become good and are now very, very good. And what are the reasons why they became very, very good? So we had one trader recently who switched coaches. He switched coaches. We moved him from one coach to another, and this other coach fit and had strategies that fit this trader's thinking and talents better. Period, the end. It wasn't that the other coach was not so great. It wasn't that the other trader didn't have setups with edge. It was this trader, for whatever reason, didn't trade well these other setups. When we switched him to another team, he really did. And you know, he went from floundering to really, really successful. And a lot of times, you know, not only is coaching mentoring important, but the right coach and the right mentor is important as well. You need somebody to give you feedback that has experience in actually helping you to get better at certain types of trades. All right, coaching and mentoring. So now I'm going to get upset. So I was flying to Singapore and I was reading Twitter and I saw somebody write, all you need to do is trade to get better. And you know, all you need to do is trade to become a better trader. You don't need to read anything. You don't need to review anything. You don't need to prepare anything. You know, and basically he was saying all the people that blog and coach and teach, you're all worthless. And you know, of all of the things that I've read in the past year, this is the worst advice that I've actually read on Twitter. The single worst advice on Twitter. This is not how people become better. Trading is a sport where you are trying to you have to become an elite performer. This is a difficult game. You are competing against the most competitive people in the world. All right? They're not kidding. They're not messing around. They're serious people. And you need to match their intensity, preparation, skill, edge for you to succeed, or else you're going to be eliminated. Period, the end. As nice as you all are, or as nice as you all seem to be, you're going to get eliminated. This is not one of those jobs you go into and everybody says, aren't you so nice? You have such a charming personality. You know, we are going to promote you. You're so good with people. All right, this is a job where you go in and you push buttons and nobody knows who you are. And if you push the buttons at the wrong time, you are going to lose. And if you lose enough, as charming and nice as you are, a firm or yourself or whoever you trade through or a broker is going to cut you off. And you know, that means you understanding what this job is really about. It's about being an elite performer. It's about you being able to perform at the highest level. And that means you studying who are the people who play at the highest level. Do you think LeBron James, I follow LeBron James on Instagram. I see him doing yoga. I see him working out. I read about him and his diet. Okay? LeBron James doesn't eat a lot of sugar. Okay? He's got a diet that very few people can actually follow. All right? LeBron James works out a lot. The Cleveland Cavaliers watch a lot of game film. In fact, they work so hard that yesterday they sat their top three traders, their top three players, because they didn't want them to get burned out over the course of a long season. People who are elite performers don't just show up and play. If you are a world-class, classical violinist, and you guys were going to go watch that person play. You think that person like gets in a car service, goes down to the hall where they play at, takes out her bow and instrument, and just plays? Would you really want to watch somebody and pay $150 for a ticket for somebody who does that? No, they've practiced for hours and hours and years to get to a level where they're beautiful to watch. And so do you. So it's there's got to be a lot of built-in. You got to have your routine. Okay, and I think it's interesting when you watch really good sports teams. They have like 9 coaches on the same team. In the NBA, they have like 9 coaches. There's 15 players. They've got a strength coach. They've got like somebody who does PT with them. They've got a video guy. They've got a defensive coach, an offensive coach, a head coach, a shooting coach, a foul shooting coach, a strength trainer. They've got like all these coaches because they're trying to get their guys to be as good as they possibly can be. So the other thing about coaching and mentoring is that you want somebody to hold you accountable. So we've all said and agree, right, that it's a good idea. It's a good idea for you to do a journal, right? You need somebody to hold you accountable for that. What happens if you don't do a journal? Who tells you there are consequences that I am going to ensure because you didn't do your journal? Who's going to hold you accountable?
Yeah, listen to repeat your mistakes once and
Yeah.
again.
I have a health coach. I've said this many times. One of the things that I start and go with is mindfulness training. I actually really enjoy doing mindfulness training, and I needed to get on the right program. So one of the things that I do is I've started doing this program called Headspace, and there's this guy Andy who comes on. So if I say to myself, I want to do mindfulness practice, and I try and do it on my own, I will fail. Okay, I have failed for years. I will fail. It's not my willpower. That just doesn't work for me. I like people helping me, guiding me. And so there's a program that guides me through mindfulness. And the guy comes on, he's got this British accent, and he talks to me and walks me through my mindfulness practice every day. And I am much better at doing my mindfulness practice because I found a program, I found a coach in this field that helps me. And my health coach holds me accountable for making sure I do these exercises. The other thing that's helpful, and we talked about in the last slide, is edge. You need a coach and mentor to spot where edge can be for you and point that out. Coaching and mentoring doesn't work if somebody can't actually show you edge. You need edge. There's no psychology problems unless you actually have edge. The coaches and mentors can role model for you. Here's how you do it. Here's how I do it. Here's what's been successful. That's important. They can give you emotional support. There's plenty of times where very successful traders on our floor have needed to go in the back office and have a little bit of a pep talk, a reminder that they're not as bad as their past results. One of the traders who, I'll show this in the next slide. But if you're doing this by yourself, then all of the failure that you realize is on your shoulders. Coaches and mentors can take that off of your shoulders and share it with you and make it much lighter. And they can sort of talk to you about, been there. I've traded for 20 years. Steve's traded for 20 years. We've seen patterns repeat, mistakes repeat over and over again, and we can kind of say, yeah, people have made that mistake. It'll be okay. Don't do it. Here's how you don't do it going forward. We'll watch it. That's helpful. And so talking about case studies, this is an email from a trade review that I received from one of our traders who's really coming up the curve. And what's interesting about it is that he uses language, finally, that I've been hitting him over the head about to be using in his trade reviews because he was focused too much on P&L and too hard on himself when he wasn't striking really solid P&L. And he had a really bad day the other day, and I'll sort of read what he wrote. And he said, I really did not think I did anything well today. I took way too many trades I should not have taken, was way too loose with my risk. The positives are that there is a lot to learn from these past few days, and that I feel I handled it well mentally. It's frustrating to do poorly, but I'm learning and experiencing something that everyone experiences once they've had a decent streak. And so this is the language that I've been saying to him as he has been doing well and taking a step back. I have been saying to him when he's had a bad day and he is crushed, that's part of the process. And not only is it part of the process, and not only do you feel bad today, but as you get better, those negative days, guess what? They're going to be worse. You think you're having bad days now, you think you're having bad negative days now, they're going to be way worse as you get better, because your better days are going to be good, right? So your better days, you're going to make 10, and your bad days, you're going to lose 5. And so if you think you're having bad days now, it's going to keep going, and they're going to be really bad. But what's really positive is that finally, in this trader's review, it's not just I traded poorly, I suck, I'm worthless, I can learn nothing from the day. We're getting the start of a constructive review.
Welcome to The Winning Trader. The number one factor in whether you trade profitably is what? It's whether you are trading setups that have trading edge. We recently surveyed our trading community as to what would help them the most. The response was overwhelmingly universal. You were most interested in learning trading strategies that you could implement profitably. Or said another way, to solve the problem faced by most traders of lacking setups with trading edge. So with that, here at SMBU, today we introduce The Winning Trader. You will learn 10 trading strategies taught to and traded daily on our professional proprietary trading desk in New York City. Here are the 4 steps to how SMB will teach you these strategies. 1, we will hold an online live trading class sharing each setup weekly. 2, for the following week, you will archive a playbook trade that we teach you how to do of this setup daily. 3, during our daily mentoring sessions, to which you will have complete access, we will review these setups from that day's trading. 4, you will have complete access to all of our trading tools that will help you spot these setups during market trading and follow along with us, trading them in real time. Take the first step towards becoming a winning trader. Enter your email here to learn more about The Winning Trader.